Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. So today, I know you're excited to see my lovely husband, Michael. And so we're going to react to this video. Basically it's about Black women and do they have a chip on their shoulder? Is it a situation that's kind of a stereotype? Is it true? Let's go ahead and hear what these ladies have to say.
Today we are going to be talking about not having an attitude.
Right.
With my people, with Black people. We have this chip on, not everyone, I know I'm not trying to generalize, but this is my experience. But it's like we have a chip on our shoulder.
Yeah.
Like Black men and women, but women have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, it seems like.
So we have this thing where we don't feel like we can be happy people.
Yeah.
Like we have to be difficult. We have to be difficult.
Hard.
We have to be hard. And we have to not be ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, it's like if you're from the hood.
Yeah.
If you're from the hood, you feel like you always have to have this attitude.
Yeah.
Because you're from the hood.
Yeah.
So you know that everybody that is looking at you is acting the same way. So you don't want, even if you're happy. Yeah. You're probably not going to act like that.
To me, I just felt like we have to do better. Like we have got to do better. You know, I mean, Black women already get the stigma and the stereotype of angry Black woman. Do we not get that? We get this all the time. Oh,
All right, what are your thoughts so far?
Actually, what they said was kind of spot on because I've noticed that a lot of the people, men and women, so I won't just say women, but men and women, from the hood, or should I say the more rougher areas in different cities or whatnot, they tend to have attitude problems. So, but
well, what do you define attitude problem?
Let's just say they're hard to approach. They walk as if they just I don't know, if like they just got into a fight. You know, somebody hit their car. They're naturally just pissed. Well, not naturally, but they're just pissed off. While you know, for anybody, male or female, it would definitely be hard to approach somebody who looks like. Notice that most Black people, men and women that come from I don't want to say better walks of life. What's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say
upper class.
Well, yes, let's go with that. They tend to have a little bit more upbeat attitude. Maybe it's, I don't know. You know how they say sometimes people are products of their environment?
I think so. I think that people from the hood have this persona where they have to almost project anger or just like don't F with me type of behavior because there's so many people that are so willing to prey upon you in areas like that. It's a dog eat dog world kind of like in the hood, and people are going to take advantage of you. So it's like one of those things where you kind of understand it, but for me, even though I grew up kind of in a neighborhood that was considered the hood, I wasn't really allowed to go out and venture and meet neighborhood kids like that. That kind of like stunted me, I would say socially, but at the same time, it kept me out of trouble. So I can't really say that I'm offended that my parents like encouraged me to read and learn in my free time versus going out and making friends in the neighborhood.
Yeah, my parents was like definitely, what should I say, educated, oriented. But no, I was still able to hang with the kids in my neighborhood. And yes, I actually did get into quite a lot of trouble. Luckily, parents didn't find out about half the stuff I did, and I mellowed out. Well, what can I say? I guess it was a good decision that she sent me to a school outside of my general neighborhood, because had I continued hanging with those people, I probably would have, not turned out the way that I am today.
All right, let's continue.
As soon as a Black woman says something she's just speaking up for herself. Oh, she's angry. You know what I mean? She's angry. It doesn't help when you have people being angry for absolutely no reason at all. Right? We already have that on us. And it's like, I feel like, and I'm Black too. So I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? Why are you acting like that?
Sometimes stereotypes are true.
You know, it's true. That's
you know
true.
what I mean? I mean, let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to. Not to say that white women can't be.
No, that's not.
Because I've had. Believe me, there's some white women.
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. But since we are talking about ourselves and we're talking about, sometimes stereotypes,
call yourself out,
can be true. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I have a standing bitch face. I'm one of those women that I'm just not a smiley girl, but I'm not a mean person. You know what I mean? If you say good morning to me, I'm going to say it back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so on that end, I can understand. If that's just a personality thing, but. If someone, there are times, like you will say a lot of times, it's just regular, like you'll just see regular, like everyday black women walk, because you work at the front desk. So, and you'll say hello to any black woman. And they just look at you like it's a foreign, like you just spoke to them in Chinese. Like, what did you just say?
People too, like black men too, do the same thing. Like I'll say good morning or hello, how are you doing? Good evening, how are you doing? They look at me like they don't know what to say.
You guys, I work in customer service, and I can definitely testify that is very spot on and true. Like, literally, if they are not a certain, like, socioeconomic status of black people, they literally don't have any manners. I'm sorry. Like, you will have people coming in, and I'm not even trying to be mean or nothing, but they don't even look the part. They don't smell the part. Like, they don't have any, like, social cues when it comes to, like, hi, how are you? How can I help you? They're like, whatever I need, money order, da 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 da. And what do you think?
You know what? I mean, I've encountered that, but I've actually encountered that from like just all races. So again, it's like I get what they're saying, and yes, I've experienced it, I've seen it, but I've seen it amongst all races. Like the thing that irritates me is like, just proper etiquette. It's like when you're even when you're doing business and you're a customer, don't just be on your phone. Yeah, it's like that's just rude. Even whether you're a customer or whether you're talking to somebody, it's like you're by you doing that, you're giving this aura that somehow you're better than the person that you're interacting with, and it's just not a good look, regardless of what race you are. That's just me though. But
yeah, I mean that I see in another race of people a lot, and I don't really want to get into that because it's not about them, but. Definitely certain races have behaviors that are kind of like typical for them. And I think that's true. Like sometimes I brace myself when I see certain people coming my way, like literally, because I'm like, oh Lord, what is this about to be? Because you could just like sometimes because I work in customer service and I have for years, like literally since my early 20s, I've done receptionist work, like administrative secretary, like literally I've done all these service jobs where I'm dealing with people. So I've gotten to the point where I can like sense it. Like sometimes you can tell by the way someone's literally walking towards you if they're going to be bringing you trouble. I just like have a sixth sense for it or something now. Like, don't you kind of have that too? You've been working with people for a while.
Yeah, that's why I always get up and leave them to you.
Yeah, he will literally. No, we ain't even going to talk about all that. But yeah, let's go ahead and hear some more, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Like no one's ever said good morning, good evening, good night. No, they just don't know what to say. And I'm like, hi, how are you doing? Walk right past me, don't say nothing. And it's like they look at me, but I've had a couple of people just literally not know what to say. Like not being I don't think they think they're being mean. They just didn't know what to say. I'm like, what you say when someone says hello to you, what you say back is hello. I mean, like this is not groundbreaking stuff here. I mean, I
told you this many years ago in New York. I had a manager, and he's not black or white. He's Asian, and he said to me once, as I was talking to him, I work for DKNY, and he said to me, "You know what, Kara?" And he said, "You don't remind me of a lot of black women. You're nice." And before I told him, you got to be careful about that, because this is discrimination. If someone else heard that, and I could be mildly offended by that because I am black. And I did tell him all black women are not the same. But it just goes to show you though that because he worked in a building that was predominantly black, of all different walks of black, Dominican black, Caribbean black. You know what I mean? He had a theme that they were all the same. They all had this like nasty sort of tough attitude that he just didn't like being around, and he was shocked at it when he met me. And I didn't like that comment, but I do know that a lot of people that aren't black think that about black women, right? Including black men.
Yeah, so that's the end of it. Do you have any final thoughts?
you can't group just a whole race of people just based off of some that you encounter. Because I mean, hey, look at me. I've been told, oh, you speak too properly. You can't be black. What? When has speaking properly not made you black?
That's because for some black people, the more ignorant they sound, the more, I guess, they feel that they are accepted by other people within their neighborhood or something. Like, you know, if you're from the South, like sometimes they purposefully mispronounce words. I mean, people are always pointing out that black people, for the most part, do not know how to say ask.
Wait. Four.
Faux instead of for. X instead of ask. Like ASK, not AXE. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I agree with you. I don't think you can judge a book by its cover, because I am black, you are black, and we kind of defy some of the stereotypes that, you know, black people have in general, like the way that we speak and carry ourselves, the way that we're not materialistic, and we don't need to feel like we need to have certain brand item clothing or this or that to feel a certain way. We just take care of ourselves, we eat right, we exercise, we enjoy life. The reason I chose this video is because I wanted to kind of like have other black women speak the truth, number one, about this subject, because this is what we're talking about on this channel, about being better overall, about defying stereotypes, about just getting along better with our people that we're in a relationship with. So it's like, that's what this channel is about. It's about positivity, and this video in particular was positive in my opinion, because the black women were not the typical stereotype, and yet they pointed it out like, yeah, you know what, for the most part it's true, even though we ourselves are not falling into it, and me and you are not. But yeah, it's what we see, and we need to not necessarily change other people, but get them to see what they can possibly change about themselves to just be better overall.
In order for people to change, they must first realize that there is a problem. So hopefully they'll sooner or later realize there is a problem. I mean, whether it's their environment that snaps them back into reality, or I don't know.
Yeah, let's hope so. All right, you guys, so you have a good one, and leave us a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe, and tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time.